Hi friends, welcome to Brooke Does Yoga. My name's Brooke. Let's do yoga together. This video is a sequence that will assist in a deep opening all across the front of the body. It is a more challenging practice today, so I would say that it is most appropriate if you have an established yoga practice. That being said, if you're a beginning student, please feel welcome to continue on with the video. If you are excited and enthusiastic and want to dive right in and perhaps take on some challenges, we will be getting into some deeper postures and deeper stretches. So whether you are an established or beginning student, always remember to meet those challenges with a sense of love for yourself and modify as needed. We will use a few different props today. We will want 2 blocks or block alternatives. For today, I will say that these do need to be something rather sturdy. So perhaps a pretty large book that you have, or some kind of sturdy box, perhaps. If you totally don't have anything like this, you may want to grab a pillow or maybe a couple pillows for a beginning posture. Secondly, we will want some kind of long strap-like item. So this could be the belt on your bathrobe, or any kind of long string. It could be just be your pants belt. It could be a pair of leggings. That would work as well. Just something long that you can hold on to. And then we will also want some kind of blanket or towel, perhaps, particularly if you don't have any kind of thing that can work as a yoga block today. You'll definitely want this blanket option. Great, go ahead and grab your props if you don't already have them, and we'll get started. And today we're going to dive right in, and we're going to start all the way down on our bellies in what's called crocodile pose. So you're going to come all the way down onto your mat and just stretch your arms all the way out in front and let the forehead rest down on the mat. Now we can stay right here. You might feel a stretch beginning on the undersides of your arms. We might start to bring the palms together and then bend the elbows and start to lift the hands for a shark arms sort of situation here. So yes, you are a crocodile with a shark fin. And if you have the palms together, you might start to bring them towards the nape of your neck. And that's going to be a deeper stretch for your triceps and your underarms. Now go ahead and just rest in this position, taking some deep breaths down into your belly. You might feel your belly start to move against the mat, and just start to tune in with how the breath is moving today. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere that you don't need to be. And start to release those areas that still feel tight. And as you're here and you're breathing, you might feel the muscles start to relax and release, and the hands might come together if they're not already. The palms might move closer, further down the back of the neck. You might even walk your elbows slightly more forward for more of a stretch. Good. Take one last really deep inhale. And as you exhale, let the hands come back down to the floor if they lifted. And bring the palms by the sides of the body and just gently press yourself up here. And then come back with the hips on the heels to a seat. I will give a couple different options for this second posture depending on the props that you have. If you have 2 blocks, you will set them at the back of your mat, maybe about a foot away from each other on their highest setting. If you don't have blocks, then just take your blanket and roll it up into like a little burrito so that it is a long cylinder here. And this will go just in the same spot towards the back of your mat. I'll give the blanket option first. This one is going to be a little bit gentler. And for this option, you'll swing your legs around just long in front of you. This is more of a supported fish pose. And you'll take your strap, whatever form that is taking today, and just thread it behind you, sort of in between yourself and your blanket. And then come down to lay on the blanket so that the bottom of it is right at the base of your ribs, so that we've got some heart opening here. And we'll hold the blanket in the hands and take the arms out wide. Really reach into the strap so that the arms are active here. And then we'll continue on from there in just a moment. If you have the blocks, you can take essentially that exact same shape, supported fish pose with the legs out long. This is just going to be more of a back bend. Bottom block will go right at the base of your ribs again, and the top block will rest behind your head. Or if you would really like some deep front body opening today, stay in your kneeling position, your virasana. Widen the feet a little bit so that the hips can sit down in between the feet. And then from here, we'll come down and again rest the lower block right behind the ribs and let the head rest on the second block. People on blocks, same deal. We're going to grab the strap and really reach the arms into the strap with our palms facing up. We might stay right here. If we want more, we might start to take the arms overhead, biceps near the ears. Again, pressing into the strap, really reaching so that the arms are strong. And we could be doing this on the blanket as well, or with the legs out long on the blocks. Just gives us more of a side body stretch here. If you're in virasana with the knees bent, continue pressing the knees towards the mat, reaching down and forward. Letting the side bodies release, but stretch up through the hands. Good. Take 3 deep breaths wherever you are, really nice and deep. This is a deep, deep stretch. On your exhale, release the strap and the arms out wide. From wherever you are, gently, very gently, press into your hands and help them press you up to a seat here. Good. And then bring the hands forward, swing the legs around, and move any of the props that you had off of your mat. Great, now come all the way down onto your back and give the legs a quick hug into the chest. And then press the knees forward slightly so they come right over the hips. A little toning for the belly here. You can press the hands onto the tops of the thighs and the tops of the thighs back into the hands. You'll probably feel your low belly and low back start to engage and turn on. Stabilizing our core after that big back bend. Good. And then take your left foot and bring it towards your outer right hip. So it's coming across the body. And then hold on to the left ankle with your right hand. And bring both legs down towards your mat. We'll get a little quad stretch here in a different way than normal. It's kind of targeting some of the outer quad muscles as well. We might stay right here. We might take the left arm up and overhead to add on some side body psoas hip flexor stretch. Keep reaching from your left low belly into your left knee, reaching it forward and down. And then start to notice where you're holding any habitual tension or strengthening a muscle that isn't needed right now. And take 3 full, deep, slow breaths. Good. On your next inhale, bring the left arm back down, release the left foot, and bring both knees back up above your hip joint. One more little press of hands to thighs, thighs to hands. And then switch sides, right foot coming towards the outer left hip, left hand grabbing right foot, and then legs come down to the mat. Reach from your right low belly into your right knee, reaching out forward and down, maybe adding right arm stretching overhead. Notice what's different about this side. Noticing where you can do a little bit less. Good, and then on your next inhale, bring that right arm down if it lifted. Release the right foot and bring the knees over the hip joints. Little press, hands to thighs, thighs to hands. Good, now wrap your arms around your shins and take a quick rock and roll up and down the spine. Roll over your shins, plant your hands, little forward fold. Imagine the sit bones reaching up towards the ceiling and the upper body spilling out of the legs like a waterfall. Maybe a little sway side to side. Maybe holding opposite elbows. Maybe shaking the head no and nodding the head yes. And then inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach the hands to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Deep breath in. And inhale, reach your hands all the way up. As you exhale, take a side bend to the right. Good. Inhale here, expand your side ribs. Exhale to center. Inhale to stretch a little bit taller, and then exhale to the left. Inhale here, expand the side ribs. Exhale back to center and all the way down, swan diving forward and down. Inhale to bring the hands to the shins and lift up halfway. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Right foot, big step all the way to the back of your mat. Pause in your lunge pose here. We might bring our blocks underneath our hands. If you have to move and grab your blocks, do so. Do the work that needs to be done to support yourself. And then press your front shin forward and your back heel back. So it's almost like you're doing the splits here in your lunge. Both legs are really strong and active. The inner thighs reaching away from each other. You might find some movement here, rocking back and forth, or a little movement through the hips. Good. Now bring the back knee down to the mat. And inhale both of your hands up high for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. One nice deep breath here. Good. And then take your right hand to the back of your head. Press the hand into the back of your head and the head back into the hand, so there's some connection there. Left hand is going to come down to my left hip, and just remind that left low belly to lift up and away from that left thigh a little bit. And then from here, take a side bend towards the left. My right elbow is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Deep side stretch here. Good. Inhale to center. And exhale, bring both hands down, maybe to floor or block. Gentle press of the hands into the floor. Round your spine like a cat pose. You might feel a stretch on your right hip flexors. Good. Inhale, stretch your spine long, almost like a cow pose, reaching the heart forward. And then set the blocks to the side if you have them. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Keep right hand down and strong, reach left hand up high for a twist. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step your front foot all the way to the back of your mat, plank pose. Pause and plank. Press the floor away to lift your heart away from your mat. And then spread your collarbones wide to recruit all of your upper back muscles. Magnetize your inner leg seams towards each other. Firm your quads and press your heels towards the back of your mat. One more deep breath in. Full breath out. And lower all the way down to the mat. Now take your arms wide, wider than your mat. Come up onto your fingertips and stack your elbows over your wrists. Good. On your next inhale, press your legs strongly into the mat and lift your heart. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. This time, drop your left shoulder towards the mat. Look towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, release down. Inhale, up high. Right shoulder drops, look to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Bring your hands by your ribs and press down into your hands to come up to plank or all fours and back to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet here. Take any movements or wiggles that you need to feel good in your body today. Eventually find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Planting your hands nice and strong. Reaching your collarbones away from each other. Lifting up through the low belly and reaching your sit bones towards the ceiling. Softness behind the knees. As big of a bend in the knees as you need here so that the spine can be as long as possible. And then the heels relaxing towards the mat. Good. On your next inhale, lift your right heel up towards the sky. Bend your right knee so your heel comes towards your butt, and then stack your right hip on top of your left hip to open your hips wide. Press your right hand stronger down into your mat. Reach your right hand and your right knee away from each other. Expand through the whole front of your right body. Exhale, bring the right foot back down to the mat. Put a big bend in your knees, look forward at your hands, walk or step your feet to your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, one breath here in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Side bend left. Inhale, center. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, firm your belly, flatten your back. Exhale, release. Touch the ground, left foot, big step all the way back. Pause in your lunge. Press your front shin forward, your back heel back. Reach the inner thighs away from each other. Little curve behind the heart so that the heart starts to reach forward. Take your gaze a few inches in front of your front foot, so towards the top of the mat. And you'll find that allows a lengthening of the neck and some activation of the muscles on the upper back. Good. Any movements through the hips here. And then back knee comes down to the mat. Inhale, both hands high on Janayasana. Good. Bring the left hand to the back of the head and the right hand down to the right hip, right low belly. Press your head back into your left hand as your left hand presses into your head. Good. Keep that connection nice and strong. Lift up through your right low belly. Take a side bend to the right. Expanding the space from your left knee all the way up into your left elbow. Inhale, come back to center. And bring the hands down to blocks or floor. Press strongly into the hands. Round your spine like a cat pose. Lift your low belly away from the mat. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Good. Inhale. Like a cow pose, reach the heart forward. Drop the belly, extend the spine. Good. Spine in neutral. Plant the hands, move the blocks if you have them. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Reach your right hand up towards the sky for a twist. Exhale, right hand comes down. Take your front foot all the way back, plank pose. Inhale in your plank. Get strong. As you exhale, lower down, maybe knees come first. Keep the hands where they are. On your inhale, rise up for a baby cobra, maybe up dog. On your exhale, make your way back to your downward facing dog. In down dog, deep breath in. Full breath out. One more full, slow, steady breath. On your next inhale, reach your left heel up high to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your left hip on top of your right hip. Press even stronger down into your left hand. Reach your left hand and your left knee away from each other. Exhale, left foot comes down. Put a nice big bend in the knees. Walk or step your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Good. Deep inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips down and back for chair pose. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and give a little press so that the spine lifts nice and long and strong. Recruit the muscles of the mid and lower back to help you here, lifting up through the low belly as well. And then see what muscles you can soften so that you can still breathe deeply. Inhale and maybe reach your hands overhead. Good, deep breath in. As you exhale, take your left foot and step it far behind your right foot, crossing over. Bring your right hand to your right hip and take a side bend to the right. Good, on your inhale, come back to chair. Exhale, right foot steps behind. Left hand, left hip, side bend left. Inhale, chair pose. Continue to flow like this with your breath, moving as quickly or as slowly as feels right to you today. And as you flow through these motions, see if you can change the trajectory of your body each time so that the foot steps in a slightly different path, so that you side bend in a slightly different way, maybe arching slightly forward or slightly back. You can change what you do with your arms and keep them at your heart for a gentler side bend. You might bring the top hand to the back of the head like we did before for a more intense stretch on the side of the body. Good, last one on each side here. And we'll all meet back in chair pose. Fold forward, touch the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands and step your right foot to the back of your mat and then turn your toes out for a warrior one stance, slightly angled at a 45-degree angle. Deeply bend the front knee and rise up for warrior one. We might start with the hands on the front thigh here, similar to that chair pose, strengthening through the core first. Activate that back leg, reaching from inside your right hip down into your right foot. And then from inside your right hip up into your right hand. Hands can stay apart, or perhaps they clasp overhead. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Find your strength. One more deep breath. Release the hands if they clasped. Everyone take the arms wide. And then flip your palms to face behind you. And bring the hands all the way behind to either hold opposite elbows or take a clasp with the palms pressed together. Pull your elbows towards each other and pull the shoulder blades together on the back like you're holding a pencil in between them. Good. Strengthen through your belly. Elongate the spine upward out of the legs. Keep the legs exactly the same. So strong. And then simply fold your upper body forward and down to the inside of your front leg. For a moment, pause with your torso roughly parallel to your mat. And then let the head fall off of the neck. Maybe reach the hands up off of the low back. Maybe they start to reach overhead for humble warrior. Stay strong in both legs. Keep the spine nice and strong and straight, and the head completely relaxed. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat inside of your front foot. Come up onto the ball of your back foot. Walk your left foot out towards the left side of your mat and closer to about the midline of your mat. Your left toes will turn off towards the left. Roll onto the outside of your right foot. Plant your right hand really strong and then reach your left hand up high. Rainbow lunge. Inhale and lift your hips away from the mat. Exhale, reach your arm towards your back foot. Stay strong in the legs. Inhale, reach up and overhead, big rainbow. Exhale, reach towards the back foot. Good, one more. Good, inhale, bring the left hand all the way back down. Step your left foot back and onto the outside of the left foot. Step the right foot onto the ball of the right foot. And we'll take Katemangostar, heart opening pose. Good, facing towards the right side of the mat. Inhale, bring the right hand down and step it back to downward facing dog. Optional to take a vinyasa here, or simply stay in downward dog, or take a rest in child's pose, bringing the knees down. From down dog, come forward to a plank and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Good. Step your right foot forward towards your hands. Good. Now bend your left knee slightly. Spring off of your left foot and find standing splits. Your upper body spilling forwards. Good. Bend your left knee and bring your left knee to the outside of your right calf. Little bend in that standing leg as well. Shiva squat. Inhale, reach the left leg back up. And exhale, left foot steps next to the right foot. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart, deep breath. Full breath out. Beautiful. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, chair pose. Maybe we take that little press just to remind ourselves of our strength. And then right foot steps behind left foot. Take that side bend. Inhale to chair. Exhale, left foot steps behind. Inhale, chair. Exhale. Good. Take a couple flows to each side. Again, see what you can change and do differently each time. Chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, touch the ground. Step your left foot back to a warrior one stance. Rise up, warrior one. Reach from inside your left hip, down into your left foot, and then up into your left hand. Maybe hands clasped together. One more deep breath. Exhale, arms go wide, palms flip back, hands meet behind the back. Good. Roll the shoulders together, pull the elbows together. Keep the legs nice and strong. Forward fold to the inside of that front leg. Pause parallel with your mat. Head drops off of the neck. Maybe the hands go up and overhead. Legs stay super strong. Your gaze goes back towards your back thigh. Exhale, release the hands to the inside of your front foot. Walk that front foot out to the side and closer to the middle of your mat. Spin onto the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your right hand up high. Rainbow warrior, right hand reaches for your back foot. Inhale up and overhead. Exhale, reach. Inhale, one more. Exhale, right hand comes down, right foot steps back, left foot comes behind, left hand goes overhead. Katemangostar. Exhale, left hand down, downward dog. Vinyasa if you want it. On your exhale, bring your knees down. Sit your hips back to your heels. And sit up in a kneeling position. Walk your hands behind your feet. And simply press down into the mat to lift your heart towards the sky. We might stay right here. We might start to lift the hips for a little baby camel pose. Exhale, hips come down if they lifted. Sit up nice and tall. And then walk the hands forward, child's pose. Take one full deep breath in your child's pose. And then on your next inhale, reach down into your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Float forward into your plank pose. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Step your left foot forward towards your hands. Bend your back knee slightly so that you can hop off of your back foot and find standing splits. We might use our blocks here to bring the floor a little bit closer. Reach that back leg up high. And then bend your right knee. Bring your right knee to the back of your left calf. Left knee bends a little bit here. Shiva squat. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, step your right foot next to your left foot. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Plant your hands, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Good. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Spin your back heel down, this time about a 90-degree angle so that your back toe creases line up with the long edge of your mat. Deeply, deeply bend your front knee. And then bring your left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and overhead, maybe just towards the ceiling. Maybe the bicep comes over the ear. Send your left sit bone back towards your right heel. Maybe we bend this top arm and bring the right hand to the back of the head again. for a little bit more of a stretch. Maybe it stays long. You choose. Inhale, come all the way into your reverse warrior. Left hand to sky. Again, option to take top hand to the back of the head. Inhale, side angle pose. Straighten your front leg. Triangle pose. Stay strong in both legs. Keep reaching that left sit bone towards your back right heel. Good. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Find warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Turn your back heel up and bring your right knee down to the mat. Find your blocks. We'll put a block under the right hand here. Take your left hand to the top of your left thigh and slide the skin of your left thigh forward to take a twist. Good, we can stay right here. We might bend the right knee, pull the right heel in towards the glute, and then reach our left hand back to take a hold of the right foot. Kick the foot into the hand as you pull the hand in towards the foot. Monkey tail pose. A nice twist, some heart opening, and a good stretch for the front of the hip flexors. And we might be all the way up on a really tall block here. That's okay. Support yourself in whatever way you need. Exhale, gently release the foot so that it doesn't slingshot down. Good. Plant your hands on either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes and step back to downward facing dog. Again, option to flow forward to plank and go through a vinyasa, or you can stay in down dog, or you can rest in a child's pose. 3 breaths wherever you are. On your next exhale, take your right foot forward towards your hands. Spin your back heel down, set yourself up for side angle pose. Good. Deeply bending into the front knee. Bring the right hand to the top of the right thigh and sweep your left arm overhead. Send your right sit bone back behind you and towards the center of the mat. So it's like it's shooting into your left heel. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Option to bend the top elbow and bring it to the back of the head. Pressing the head into the hand and the hand back into the head. Inhale, flip it all the way back for reverse warrior. Also the option to bend the top arm here. And side angle pose. Straighten the front leg, find triangle pose. Strong through the core. Right sit bone reaching back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the inside of your front foot. Bring the back knee down and find your block. The right foot might walk off to the side a little bit if you need some more space. Bring your right hand to the top of your right thigh and slide the skin of your thigh forward to take a twist here. Option to stay here. Option to bend that left knee and reach back for the foot. Again, totally okay to be up on a really tall block or stack your blocks. If your hand and foot meet together, just like we've been doing with the hand and the back of the head, kick the foot into the hand just as much as you're pulling the hand towards the foot. And lift the heart a little bit. You can play where your gaze goes here. Notice any habits you have with your neck. Good, one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, gently, gently release that foot back to the mat. Bring the hands back to the mat. Good. Plant your hands and take your foot to the back of your mat, downward facing dog. Last option for a vinyasa here. Or bring the knees down and take a rest in child's pose. Good, and then as you're ready, find a seat on your mat. So we'll find a way to come onto our sitting bones on our mat. And you may want to find your blanket here to help you sit up nice and tall. I like to put it right under my sit bones, and then that helps sort of lift my hips a little bit so I can sit up taller here. Okay, and for this portion, I am going to turn to mirror you. Good. We'll start by bringing the right foot in towards the inner left thigh. And keep the left leg nice and strong with the toes pointed straight up to the sky. We might put a little bend in the knee here and press the heel down into the mat. Keep the left leg pretty strong as well. Sometimes I like to put a block underneath this knee so that I have something to press into. And keeping the legs really active is going to help lift from the low belly out of the pelvis and will really help your forward folds. So for a moment, we'll just take the hands to the sides of that extended leg and practice just lifting up through the low belly, strengthening the legs. Maybe if we want some more work, we lift the hands high. Good, and then wherever you are on your exhale, take a forward fold with a nice straight spine over that left leg. And we can bend this knee as much as we want to get the belly closer to the thigh here. And that's the best place to start on our forward folds rather than rounding the spine and really forcing the forehead towards the knee. Just put a nice big bend in that knee and start stretching the belly towards the thigh and the gaze towards the foot. Notice if the foot has a tendency to roll out or roll in. And see if you can strengthen both sides of the leg equally so that the toes point straight up. Good. Exhale, release that up nice and tall. Good. And then lift the right knee here and step the right foot over the left leg. And then use some traction with your hands on the front of that right shin to stretch the spine nice and long. Little firmness in the belly will help as we twist across that leg towards the right, and we'll wrap the left forearm around that right leg. We can take the right hand back behind us to help support. And then as we're here in this twist, start to notice if you have a tendency to drop your weight more into one sit bone than the other. And see if you can even out the way that you're placing the weight on the sit bones here. Letting the left side of the body relax and roll forward with the twist here. Good. Exhale, unwind the twist. And then stack your right knee right on top of your left knee here. So we might come into this half Gomukhasana. My right foot is coming back towards my left hip. Knees are stacked, we can stay right here. We might, if this feels okay, wrap the left leg around as well so that the left heel comes towards the outer right hip. Gomukhasana legs. Do flex at the ankles to keep some tone in the legs here. And then we have the option to just sit up nice and tall. And it might feel good to take a forward fold. If you want some more upper body work, reach your right hand high. And then bend the right elbow and take it to the back of the neck. And then we might start to take left hand all the way back behind. Maybe the hands meet together, maybe they don't. This is full Gomukhasana. And we can always use our strap here as well to fill in the gap between the hands. So maybe we're here. Maybe we've decided that the arms have had enough today and we're just going to rest with our Gomukhasana legs, getting a nice stretch in the outer hips. Wherever you are, make sure you're taking deep, slow and full breaths. Fully inhaling, filling the lungs up completely. And fully exhaling all of the air out of the body. You don't need to hold on to any of that stagnant air, let it out. And if you're folding forward, let your sit bones get heavy as your spine reaches forward and out of the pelvic bowl. Good. On your next inhale, go ahead and rise up if you folded forward. Unwind the legs from whatever configuration they are in, and then give them a little shake out in front. Good. All right, and then switching sides. Once again, activate the legs. Bring the left foot in towards the right inner thigh for Janu Shirshasana. We might place a block under that knee to get something to actively press into. Keep the extended leg nice and active. Maybe hands to the sides of the extended leg. Maybe reaching up tall. Wherever we are, extend the spine as long as possible. And then exhale to forward fold, bending that knee as much as needed to start to press the belly to the thigh and reach the heart towards the foot. And maybe here the head starts to relax. Maintaining strength where strength is needed and softness where softness is needed. On your inhale, go ahead and rise up. Bring that left knee up high and then step the left foot over the right leg. Good. Little firming to the belly as we take a twist towards the left. Right arm wrapping around that left leg. Left hand can come down behind to support. Keeping even weight in both sit bones. And inhale, unwind your twist, come back to center. Stack that left knee right on top of the right knee. And maybe stay here, half Gomukhasana. We can fold forward from here. Maybe wrap the right leg all the way around so that the knees, again, are stacked one on top of the other. And check in here too and see if you're leaning towards one sit bone or the other, and see if you can even it out a little bit. So I'm going to take my blanket and stack it under the one that was a little bit heavy, so that now I'm nice and even. And we might stay right here. We might fold forward. We might reach left hand up and overhead, maybe with our strap or bathrobe sash here. And then bend left elbow, take it back towards the nape of the neck. Right arm goes wide, and then behind, maybe it grabs onto the strap, or maybe your hands meet together, Gomukhasana. And with arms just like this, you can take the forward fold if you'd like. Or again, arms can simply rest by the sides of the body. Maybe folding forward. Wherever you are, breathing deeply, deeply into the outer hips. Softening what can be softened. Strengthening what can be strong. And if you have the bind with the arms, go ahead and release your arms. Get rid of the strap. If you're folded forward, gently walk yourself up. Good. Everyone unwind the legs. Give them a little shake. And then come all the way down onto your back, setting any props off to the sides. Maybe you give yourself a little pillow with your blanket. Just gently lowering down. And as you prepare for Shavasana, sending the legs out long and stretching the arms out wide, just give a little mental congratulations, a little good thought to your body, to yourself for working so hard today, for making time for yourself. And we'll be here in Shavasana just for a couple of minutes and see if the dedication that you showed to your movement practice today can be brought to your stillness practice as well. Letting all of the muscles of the face relax. The forehead, the eyes, the jaw. And let the teeth gently unclench and the tongue rest away from the roof of your mouth. And let your breathing be soft and slow, even, effortless. welcome to stay here in Shavasana for absolutely as long as you'd like. If you feel like your rest is complete for the moment, just gently start to awaken your body, allowing this process to be really slow and easeful. And eventually you'll find your way to one side and just gently press yourself up to find a seat. And as tempting as it is to just run off of your mat and back to life, take just one moment here in a seat with your hands placed however feels most nourishing to you today. And just one more time, give that little good thought to yourself. Taking one moment of love and appreciation for yourself and your body. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.